All right, I'm recording now, so we can't talk about anything else.
Or what?
You say we were? That's going on YouTube.
So
Loading at page 169. Example. Adding matrices. In order to add matrices or subtract them, who knows what must be true? Same dimensions. Very good. They must have the same dimensions. So do you think that's an option?
No, it said must.
It says must. So what happens if they don't have the same dimensions?
You can't do it.
You can't add them or subtract them. So who's going to raise their hand when they don't have the same dimensions and tell me that they don't have the same dimensions and ask me what they're supposed to do? At least we got one on this one. You cannot add them or subtract them if they don't have the same dimensions. So that's the first thing you will check on all of the problems. Now, they probably won't have very many of those on the test or on the homework, because that would be pretty simple just to write that on all of them. But there probably will be a couple anyway, just to test whether you know that or not. Must have same dimensions. So let's look at example 1. It says find A plus B. That means they want you to add matrix A and matrix B if, and then they give the two. So it's 4, -6, 2, 3. And -3, 7, 5, -9. What's the dimensions of that first one? What?
2 by 2.
2 by 2. What's the dimensions of the second one?
2 by 2.
So can they be added? Yes. That's the answer. You add the corresponding parts. So whatever's in the top left of this one, you add to the top left of that one. Okay? You're going to end up with a 2 by 2. So what I would do is just open one side of the matrix. Don't try to open them both. And then we're going to add 4 plus -3. We just added the top left corner, and that's your top left number of your answer matrix. And it doesn't matter if you go across or down, as long as you add corresponding parts. So if we go over here, -6 plus 7. Make sure that you keep enough space in there that you can tell which one's on the left, which one's on the right. So what would go down here in the bottom left? 2 plus 5. And the other side?
3 plus -9.
And I would probably just write that 3 minus 9 as you go, so it doesn't confuse you, but that's up to you. So what would we get then for the top left number? 1. Top right? 1. Bottom left? And the last one.
Do we have to do that second step?
You don't have to write this part. I highly advise you to. But you don't have to. I mean, if you can just look at that and go 4 plus -3 is 1, and -6 plus 7 is 1, that's fine. Just don't screw it up. Okay? Other questions on adding them? Subtracting is the same way. I'm going to choose to bypass that example so that we can have plenty of time for homework and to get the multiplication done, and it seems like you guys have that. However, over on page 171 is multiplying a scalar. And again, it's pretty simple if you're paying attention. It's basically distributing. So when it says multiply the scalar, They want you to distribute a number in there. So looking at example 4, A is 2, 8, negative 3. And 5, negative 9, 2. That is A. And they want you to find 3A. So all you're going to do is multiply everything inside there, each element, times what? 3. A is the matrix, so 3A. And if you want to, you can just put that out there, and you are distributing. It's kind of just like parentheses. So for the top left number, we would now have 6, 24, negative 9, 15, negative 27, 6. So that's all we did. Distributing 3 to all those things. Pretty simple. And then the last thing, they'll put those two together. So you might have to multiply a scalar and then add them. And I'll do one of those quickly as I can. A equals 2, 3, negative 1, 0. B equals negative 2, 1, 0, negative 1. Find 4A plus B. So what does that mean? What do you have to do first there? Find 4A and then add B to it. So you have to find 4A first. And that's what it says in your book there. Multiply before. Perform the scalar multiplication first, then add or subtract the matrices. So this would be the scalar multiplication, the 4A. So 4A, what would that be? Top left. 8, 12, negative 4, 0. Plus negative 2, 1, 0, negative 1. So for the top left number, what? We would have 8 plus negative 2, or 8 minus 2, which is 6. 12 plus 1, 13. Negative 4 plus 0, negative 4. And 0 plus negative 1 is negative 1. Okay? Questions on that? Again, multiply the scalar first. Let's look at some homework then. Do 14 through 21. (25) through 28. And 30 through 34 even. Page 173 and 174.